Hey there, Dragon Folk. I hope we're all having a fantastic day. As per usual, I demand a fantastic day out of you. Make sure to love yourself. Drink your water. Make sure to eat vegetables. Eat something. Take care of yourselves. Anyway, I am here to talk about something that I saw a video on and I feel a little controversial about, but also not super controversial. And this is kind of the topic of what Magic the Gathering has become on YouTube, and a topic that I genuinely have thought about for a long time. And this is a personal piece video, so it's got nothing to do with any specific set in Magic the Gathering or anything. So if you're looking for Magic the Gathering news specific, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the YouTube community of Magic the Gathering here. So for those of you who are still here and wanting to listen to my voice, thank you. And I hope this information starts some fantastic conversations amongst everybody. So, YouTube, right? Everybody, with a camera and a microphone can make YouTube videos. Hell, sometimes you don't even need any of those. There are hundreds of thousands of videos of people who just take clips from other people's streams, and that is their content. And for some reason, that gets them so many subscribers and followers, and they don't get copyright strikes. I don't know how that works. But what I want to talk about today is the content that you can make on YouTube with yourself, right? A lot of people got into YouTube and the Magic the Gathering scene specifically during, I saw a lot of it happen during the Pokemon boom of 2021, where everybody, Logan Paul upped up a whole bunch of prices of the Pokemon packs, the vintage old base set Pokemon, and everybody's like, whoa, that's crazy. And everybody realized how much money was in collectibles, for those things, right? So a big boom happened. This whole process occurred. But what came of it was a lot of people attempting to be content creators for their card game that they like to play on YouTube. I, at one point in my life, before all of this, had a YouTube channel that was based on Yu-Gi-Oh! As most of you know, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! For a little while, and I thought about making a YouTube channel where I could show my trades, I can go over deck profiles, I can talk amongst other people in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community and make a nice, home there and start to kind of upload videos and meet people from the community. And I didn't even have a thought about any kind of monetary gain at that point in my life. Never thought. So we uploaded a couple videos, me and my brothers, and, well, I uploaded a couple videos. I got the camera, I made the content, I did all that there. We didn't do any editing at all. It was a one-take thing, and then that was it. So, further on into the future, now I have more knowledge, right? I've been editing my gaming videos for a long while now. I've been on the internet long enough to know what people like and like to see. And more importantly, I look at the YouTube space, specifically for trading card games, in a different light than most. I would believe, and as it is even shown with the very first video that I have posted on this channel, being a box opening video for Zendikar Rising, I believe, those videos are what people think YouTube is for trading card games. That's what they believe them to be, is when you go on YouTube, you as a viewer want to watch people open boxes. That's just the only content anybody's ever going to want to absorb into their life is box breaks or box openings or something of the sort. And that ends up costing people a lot of money if they plan to make content. Now, if you have a steady stream of income and you like the idea of opening boxes because you know you're going to open them anyway, you might as well do it on camera. That's fine, right? Obviously, work your channel the entire way that you want. But when it comes to box breaks even, right? A lot of people think it's just record something and then post it, right? Personally, if I wanted to do a box break for somebody, like if somebody wanted to buy a box from me and then I open it, I would like to do it live. And the only reason is because I want the person to be there. I want them to see the hits. I want them to, there's nothing I can do to switch anything out or anything of the sort. But more importantly, there's a trust that you have to build with something like box breaking on YouTube, right? You have so many people who will just crack open a whole bunch of these boxes and they'll go, oh yeah, this is for this patron or this is for this viewer, and that's what these things are. But there's also a stigma to that, right? You have people who believe, including myself, that if somebody opens a box and the box is really, really good, that what is essentially stopping the person from cutting the video and moving on but opening a different box and saying, this is the box that's for this guy, right? It's a recorded thing, so you're able to do it offline. What the issue is here is reputation, right? Reputation is something that you learn to, you learn about it more and more as you build in a community. And even though I would love to, it's so much easier for me to just, start up the camera, start filming, and get the content out easy peasy. But I would rather do them live only because I personally want them to be there. And if they're not able to be there, they at least have a live, recording of that. So they know that it was a live video and that video is going to, be immortalized essentially on the channel as a live video for the box breaks or anything of that sort. So I think that's a great way to do it. But you lose reputation if you're going to be gross about it, I think that most people in the Magic the Gathering community care more about their reputation than they do screwing over one or two patrons, right? I think that if you're going to open like a, $500 box of cards and you pull a card that's worth like, I don't know, $2,000 in a hypothetical situation, I personally would still send that card out because why wouldn't you, right? Like, this is something your patrons have paid for or your subscribers have paid for or somebody's paid for. They're not your cards. But, of course, greed is a dastardly thing. So that is always a thing to look out for. But I don't know. There's a big stigma around it. But box breaks alone, right? I want to talk about the bigger thing that comes to my mind when I think about YouTube and the trading card game communities. I want this to be explicitly clear, and I'll make this more of a guide later on down the road, probably, for if I ever become, hyper successful. But making content on TCGs is not just box openings. There are hundreds of thousands of hours I can put into talking into this microphone on, the analysis of a set, right? The good cards that came from the set, the bad cards that came from a set, the hypothetical EV of a set, how many boxes am I going to buy of it and keep sealed? What is the draft experience like? What are the new decks in Standard? What are the new decks in Pioneer? What are the new decks in Modern? What are any new decks that get changed when a new set is introduced? What about the thought of talking about things like proxies, or even so much as just doing videos on virtual Magic the Gathering, right? Or virtual TCGs where you can just play them for free on Tabletop Simulator. There are so many different topics that I can talk about, whether it be finance or art or gaming accessibility or a cheap way to play the game. There are so many different ways that I can talk about something that a lot of people don't take that route. There are so many people who, instead of, you know, instead of thinking about the bigger picture, right? They think that all of their videos should just be them cracking cards. And because that's what people want to see, right? People want to see people cracking cards. Whereas the only time I've seen anybody be super excited about cracking cards is when a new set is released and it's like the week before pre-release where all these stores are opening all their boxes. I, for one, am taking the time to watch these videos and analyze what comes in the packs, what each slot contains what, how to best, like, you know, assume that the general value of a pack, and that's what I do for like a week. But after that, I'm not going to watch anymore. I don't care whether or not somebody else pulled a Phyrexian Shieldred. I don't care that somebody pulled a, you know, Tabernacle of Pendrell Vale in their Dominaria United Collector booster. Because at the end of the day, that's not my card, right? And I'm certainly not going to chase after that because I don't have the funds for that kind of stuff. So what I do instead is I just report on these things, right? I tell you guys the actual evidence that I'm seeing, right? Let other people open up cards so you don't have to. That is a saying that is very well brought throughout the entirety of this community. And I just want to make it explicitly clear for those of you who are not sure why, you know, things aren't happening. And I know I'm only at like 340 subscribers right now, so I don't have any sway in any of this, right? But let this be a video for aspiring YouTubers and aspiring content creators, that while most of the general community has one thing on their mind, you need to be the person that talks about the other stuff, right? Because that leaves you in a special place that you're allowed to do this, right? I wish I had access to an LGS to open these things early, right? But I don't. That's not something I personally have. But I hope that one day I do. Therefore, I can target a part of the market and be able to open packs and help out an LGS and make content for you guys as well. But opening personal boxes, probably not going to happen too much more. Then you have to think about the people who own LGSs, right? You got people like Rudy and Mason, is that his name? From Cardinal Gaming? I think it's Mason. I apologize, Mason, if you watch this. If that's even your name. But these people own LGSs, right? They have access to distributors. They have access to all kinds of information coming into them on a regular basis. They make relationships with their distributors and with other people, other LGS owners, to kind of crunch numbers and figure things out in regards to this stuff. Oh, the Lotus Lookout. I mean, we can even talk about the Lotus Lookout. He's part of the MTG Roundtable. He pops in every now and again. We're happy to have him on because he owns an LGS, and I mean, he's able to know from a distributor side of things. I'm not sure whether or not it's an LGS or just like a generalized store, but he has access to distributors and to sales information, whereas I don't have any of that. The most I have is I wait until a set drops on TCGPlayer and see how many of it sell within, you know, a certain amount of time. All I can look at is graphs. But you know, having relationships with these people and you know, learning about the back end of selling these cards and their true price points, that's something that is invaluable. And I hope that one day I get to that point where I can have all that information. But I know that at least with my messages to the world, I can get in contact with people who do have that kind of information. And I'd be more than happy to continue to talk with everybody in regards to that topic, because there are things I just want to know, right? I want to know how many of your collector booster boxes have sold in pre-release since it's dropped, right? I want to know how often you've had to, you know, change your sale price for your boxes due to inflation, or after certain cards get, spoiled essentially, how powerful does that make the market? So there are things to think about, but my big message here again, and I know a few of you already totally agree with me, and I know that I hope to continue to push this forward as like the narrative kind of, but it's fine to open boxes and it's fine to do box breaks. That's fine. If you are going to do box breaks, I absolutely think you should do them live. If you're not doing them live, that's also, I mean, genuinely, that's fine. Unless, of course, you are, you know, you're not going to have an issue. There are reputable people out there, right? Alpha Investments does a lot of his box breaks not live. All of them, I believe, are not live. I don't think Rudy's ever gone live once. And that's fine. You want to know why? Because there's been no complaint so far that the person who has bought the box has not received everything in it. And if for any reason, right, he decides to make a video and let's say, and he jokes about it too, right? That, oh, I have like 20 collector boxes over here, but I'm going to open these two. And if they happen to be really good, we'll cut the video. Start over. I'm going to delete this video. You're never going to see it. And we're going to open two new boxes for you. It's a joke. And I think that's a big issue because there's not a lot of trust in these specific things because it's not just so much about cards anymore. It's about money. It's about the monetary value of these cards. And when that comes into play, people don't want to mess around. But it's just cardboard, guys. There's not an insane amount, especially if you're buying into a box break, there's not an insane amount that you're losing to the point that you're in debt. And again, if you are doing anything with Magic the Gathering and you do not have the money to do it, but you are feeling that FOMO, that fear of missing out of something that is going to be so incredibly popular down the line, you will suffer. Debt is not a good place to be in. And more importantly, the debt that you're in now isn't going to go away in 2 days. A box that you buy for $200 will not go up to $750 in the matter of a week. It won't do that. That is not how this works at all. These boxes take time to accrue in value. And when they do, this turned into a completely different video. I'm so sorry. But when they do go up in value, it's going to be years down the line. And by that point, you'll have gained so much in interest, unless, of course, you have the money to pay off that stuff, that you're going to be owing more than what you're making on the boxes. So, but boxes in general, I think it's fine to do box breaks over a recorded thing, right? I think at the end of the day, you just got to learn your reputability with everybody and take your own risks, right? There's risks everywhere on the internet. And if you think you're getting hosed by, somebody who's recording their openings instead of actually doing a live opening and then like sending you the video, then don't do any kind of business with that person. But if you don't care, then it's fine. Not the end of the world anyway. But again, the point I want to drive across, there's so much content that you can make on YouTube for free. For free $99, you can make this content. And I want everybody to be aware of that. I want people to know that there is an opportunity for everybody on YouTube, whether or not you add some fun little jokes to things, or whether or not you add like silly hats or a funny, a funny inside joke every now and again. There are things to make yourself unique. And I hope that I've made myself fairly unique in regards to what I have. Granted, I want to do so much more, but I just don't have the time right now. But with your help, even at 340 subscribers right now, I am so incredibly thankful for all of you enjoying the content that I've been putting out. And I'm happy to know that there are people out there who don't just want to watch box breaks, who want to sit down and listen to the information being pumped into their head. And again, don't just listen to me. You should listen to multiple other sources too, because I'm not as knowledgeable as most people. I have a good idea, yeah, and I can see trends, but I'm not all knowing. So it's important to get other people's opinions too, which is great on finding other people who also do these things as well. Some of Alpha Investment's best videos for me personally are his little whiteboard videos where he talks about, all the finances and the odds of doing these things. And, oh, you want to open an LGS? Here's the ridiculous amount of costs that it takes to open one, especially in the economy that we're in right now. So I love his whiteboard videos, and I hope to also kind of bring you this generalized information in regards to selling on TCGPlayer, in collecting and investing into Magic the Gathering, and into new news that comes out in regards to Magic the Gathering and other TCGs as well. So I'm going to keep it up as long as you guys are always enjoying it, and I really do hope that you're all enjoying it because I am so happy to make it for you. So thank you all so much. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this video. I'm going to try and probably make it into more of a guide at some point, right? Like a so you want to get started, and doing TCG content on YouTube. But for right now, this is just kind of a PSA, a nice little thing for me to you, to anybody watching, that you don't need money to become a YouTuber in the TCG community. You just need to work and adapt with what you have for the time being. And while you're down there leaving that comment, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel as well if you have not already. And you can also check our description too. We do have a Patreon link for those of you who are interested. I do open up some packs for my gemstone tier patrons every month, and then I send them out to them. So I'm very happy to be making that. I'm happy to know that I have patrons who are willing to support me every single month. And it means a lot to me that you as well, a subscriber or even just a regular viewer, would come by and say hello. So thank you again, and I will see you all very soon. Nerd out.